Did you know that little girls as young as the age of 5 are being trafficked into brothels? Just think, that little girl is someone's daughter or sister. What if she was yours? I have done a lot of research and I have attended several sessions where people have talked about child prostitution and trafficking. So I know what I am talking about. What if there was an organization that could help rescue these girls and taught them trades to keep them out of prostitution? Would you help them? There's an organization that helps. This organization is called Rafa House. You may be wondering, what is child prostitution? Well, according to Children's Rights Portal, child prostitution designates the use of children for sexual activities in exchange for retribution. Retribution is money or a trade of items. Child prostitution can happen anywhere and to anyone. It has even happened in our own state of Iowa. Jennifer Hemmingson, a reporter for the Gazette in Cedar Rapids, wrote a story about child prostitution. This story was about a 13-year-old girl. She was kidnapped from Minnesota. The reporter also got court documents, which are hard to get, for her records. Jennifer says that passage that stood out the most was this one. In the basement of an ordinary-looking Williamsburg home, the 13-year-old girl was given a choice. Either she would have sex with 2 men nearly twice her age, or she'd be given back to her kidnapper. Already in the week since Demont Bowie told the suburban Minneapolis girl she belonged to him, he'd beaten and abused her, starved, and deprived her of her sleep. He traded her body to his friends and even a mechanic. When Demont told her to do something to someone, she did. There was no refusing. He said he'd kill her family, if she tried to leave, and she believed him. As you can see, child prostitution can happen anywhere. But would you believe me if I told you 13 was not the youngest someone could be forced into child prostitution? Shervay Chan is a young woman living in Cambodia. She was sold into a brothel at the young age of 7. What made it even worse is that her own mother was the one who sold her. Mary Claire magazine did a story over Sari Pov titled A Diary of an Escaped Sex Slave. This article gives us a look into what it is like to be forced into child prostitution. Mary Claire says, for years, pimps forced Sari Pov to have sex with as many as 20 men a day. If she didn't meet her quota, or if she tried to run away, she was punished in unthinkable ways, such as burned with hot pokers, or covered with biting insects, or even worse. Sari Pov was lucky though. She escaped at the age of 10. Most girls who are forced into child prostitution do not escape. Most of the girls have to live in horrid conditions of small rooms with many other girls. They are beaten and underfed. The girls can be sold for as much as 11,000 baht, which is Cambodian's money, or $450, even more for the innocents. They can also be sold for as little as 3,000 baht, or $150. This is disgusting. Nobody should be able to put a price on a child, but unfortunately, it does happen. After hearing these facts, you must be horrified. But there are people and organizations that can help. Rafa House is such an organization. According to Rafa House's website, Rafa House exists to love, rescue, and heal children who have been rescued from trafficking and sexual exploitation. And this is Rafa House's logo. As you can see, love, rescue, heal is their logo. This is doubly true because Rafa literally means to heal in Hebrew. Rafa House gives the girls who are forced into prostitution a place to live after they are rescued, if they are ever rescued. Most girls are never rescued from the brothels they are held in. The police in Cambodia are corrupt, and they have to go through the police to organize raids on brothels. Brothels are also well hidden sometimes. They can be anything from massage parlors to restaurants. In Cambodia, Savi Prague is the dirtiest city there is. At night, you can find a red light, which indicates a brothel, almost everywhere. The girls can be hidden almost anywhere also. In his book, Terrify No More, Gary Hugan tells us about several raids he and his partner went on. In one raid, they searched the house with an attic. To reach the attic opening, he had to climb onto a chair placed on a table. Once in the attic, investigators discovered 2 frightened girls huddled in the back corner. Rafa House provides everything necessary for the girls to live. They help to rehabilitate them, after years of constant abuse in brothels so that one day they can regain normal lives. Rafa House provides the girls with an education and teaches them a trade, such as hair and makeup or knitting and sewing. They do this so that the girls can make a living for themselves and not have to sell themselves to live. They also teach the girls' family if the families do not sell the girls into prostitution in the first place. They give them a supply of mushroom seeds and teach them how to grow mushrooms so they can sell mushrooms to make an income in. Many girls go back into prostitution after they are rescued because they do not know anything else to do. According to the United Nations Development Program, a third of Cambodians still live below the national poverty line of 61 cents. This statistic is the reason most of the girls end up in brothels. They are sold there. The girls that are not sold into it are drugged and forced into it. According to Rafa House, there are an estimated 15,000 girls under the age of 18 that are trafficked. And they're sometimes in the streets too, you can just see them. Rafa House has teamed up with the International Justice Mission to help rescue these girls. Once the International Justice Mission rescue girls, they bring them to Rafa House to heal. Rafa House can only do so much for these girls. After all, they are a public benefit nonprofit organization. Are you willing to take action and help? There are multiple ways you can help. There are different ways for different people. If you are a really passionate person, and this just strikes you, then you can volunteer to help out. Rafa House's website doesn't say much about volunteering, which I guess is for safety reasons for the girls. They do say that you can learn more about volunteering by contacting them. To contact Rafa House, call 417-621-0373 on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursdays from 9 to 5. If you do not want to travel, but still want to do your part, you could host a freedom event. These events raise both awareness of sex trafficking and funds. A freedom event can be anything from a concert to a 5K run to making crafts for students to sell at school. Another option would be to donate money. It is really easy to donate. Just go to Rafa House's website at www.rafahouse.org to donate. Rafa is spelled R-A-P-H-A. You just need to fill out the payment information and click submit, and you're done. Do you remember that little girl I was talking about in the beginning? Well, she is waiting. The International Justice Mission has rescued her from the nightmare that was her life in the brothel. They have brought her to Rafa House, who are ready to heal her and learn and teach her trades such as sewing and hair. Rafa House can only do so much that their funds allow. Would you be willing to help a girl? There are a number of ways to help. You could raise money and awareness, or if you're really passionate, you can volunteer. You could also sponsor a girl. By going to the Rafa House website, you can give a donation that could help heal a little girl that is someone's daughter. Will you help?